Earlier today, Fallout 76 got a hotfix update that addressed a couple of issues the game presently has. The servers were taken down for 1 to 2 hours while these changes were applied, although as of right now it didn't seem like you had to download anything client side, so most of these changes were just made to the servers. I've actually been seeing a lot of confusion around this. We are in the midst of Fallout 76's Wild Appalachia DLC wave. Typically new updates for this come out on Tuesdays. Actually, pretty much every update is coming out on a Tuesday. The big new update isn't until next Tuesday. Patch 8 is coming 1 week from today. This is different. This is just a minor hotfix. There isn't a ton of new content added into the game. So if you're looking for that, and seemingly there will be a lot of new content, you have 1 more week to wait. As far as what was actually changed with this hotfix, again, it was only 2 things. First and foremost, Bethesda reports that it was an issue that could cause the game client to crash. And to be clear, I'm pretty sure they mean crashing to desktop, not just server disconnects, mainly because almost immediately after this update went live and I connected to a server, I got a server disconnect. But then also it's around one of the issues that was introduced with the newly released survival mode that came out just 1 week ago. In that mode, it's supposed to function that when you fast travel or respawn, you do have a brief period of invulnerability, so other players, even while attacking me, are doing no damage. As a lot of us saw, this wasn't always working. Certain times you would fast travel places and you wouldn't be invulnerable, nor would anyone else. This led to a lot of spawn camping and just not that much fun, although fortunately now Bethesda has seemingly fixed this. I tried this out periodically and so far so good. I am definitely protected while respawning or fast traveling. And overtly, that's actually it, outside of a massive sale they are doing. If you're looking for some other changes or even some of the feedback being implemented into survival mode, we don't see that. As far as in my own testing, actually looking at how long you are invulnerable seems to be exactly the same. It doesn't really seem like they tweaked with the values, but rather just made it so the system is working appropriately. So if you quit survival mode due to the spawn camping, now might be a great time to jump back in. But if you quit survival mode for any other reason, nothing has been changed around that, at least not yet. Outside of that, one of the other changes coming with this update that wasn't kind of officially stated was a really big sale to the Atomic Shop. Now you're going to be able to find a ton of items very heavily discounted. Related to this, Bethesda has an article on their website that they periodically update. I've shown you this article in the past and it had a bunch of other information that was relevant at that time, but they have since updated it showing when some of these sales end so you could see it online, but even further, actually sharing an image and showing off some of the up and coming things to the Atomic Shop, including dates as to when that stuff will go live. As of late, it really seems like they're shifting towards a bundle approach, which is almost a double-edged sword. Sometimes you like just one thing in the bundle, but you'd have to buy the whole bundle to get it, but at the same time, you get a lot more for the money. Although speaking of the Atomic Shop and data mining, there was actually something pretty interesting found in it. A little over a week ago, Bethesda added in this. It's very different from everything else on the shop as it's technically a skin, but a lot of the other skins on the Atomic Shop look like this, while this one is really just a totally different knife. This is a skin applied to the combat knife that looks like this, but after you actually apply this new skin, it looks like this, which it's literally a different model. This isn't really controversial or a bad thing. I'm not really putting this in a bad light, I just thought it was really interesting that Bethesda added this in. And it seems like through data mining, we're getting more of these little knives. In the files of Fallout 76, you could find that there's going to be several other colors. A lot of them look really similar, but then the gold one obviously stands out quite notably. I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy that. In game, the knife is exactly the same. It's not like you get a stat bonus or anything like that. It's just a visual change that's quite a bit more profound than they have done in the past. Outside of that, the other data mined Atomic Shop stuff was that Vault Tech stuff I was showing you earlier. And we also get this statue that looks interesting and cool. Although outside of the hotfix update, there are some other things I did want to discuss in this video relevant to Fallout 76. First and foremost, yesterday I posted a video about griefing in the game. It seems at least some of you didn't realize that was an April Fool's video. I wasn't actually advocating for people griefing, I was actually advocating to be nice to others. Strike up casual conversation with the other people on your server. I just figured in case you watched the first few minutes and didn't catch on to the joke, that I would mention it in this video just as an extra little bit of clarification. But even beyond that, we do have a conclusion to that secret hiding in plain sight, otherwise known as the secret ending to Fallout 76. This all began a few weeks ago now as a post popped up on the Fallout 76 subreddit where a user had discovered that if you launch nukes around certain areas of the map, the fissure sites at those locations will actually close. This is relevant because you'll discover through the main story of Fallout 76 that was actually one of the goals of the people in the story, to close all of the fissure sites. So then the question arose, what happens if you close them all, then try and go through the ending of fighting the Scorched Beast Queen? Would something special happen? There was a Discord server set up to test this. I joined the server shortly after it was created and followed the progress pretty much as this was all going on, discussing it with some of the members. So in the end, no, there is no secret hiding in plain sight. There's no secret ending as a result of these actions, but there are some other interesting findings through this. Initially, they discovered that these fissure sites don't stay closed forever, and even further, this was to some degree a function of their location spatially on the map of Fallout 76. Some of the fissures that were on the northern side of the map only remained closed for 5 hours or so, while other ones towards the southern tier of the map actually stayed closed for longer, in excess of 7 hours. But then at one point, it seems like Bethesda might have been paying attention, and in one of the updates to Fallout 76 actually changed these values. Now just about all the fissure sites in the game will open after 6 hours, meaning it's no longer possible to get all of them closed and then fight the Scorched Beast Queen. Some of them will start opening up because you won't have enough time to launch all of the nukes. I'm pretty curious as to why Bethesda changed this value. Was it a planned change, or is it potentially relevant to some future content? Or was it just in response to this effort? The original post did get a lot of attention. Outside of that, the team also discovered some interesting things about servers. For a while, they weren't able to complete this because there was just too much server instability, so they couldn't stay on servers for over 5 hours. But even throughout a lot of their testing, there's been a repeated glitch where people will appear just invisible. Like, even though somebody is on a server, other people are unable to join them. They'll just appear offline or even appear at the main menu. So I'm not entirely sure if it's correlated to launching a certain amount of nukes or just staying on a server for too long, but it is interesting that some of these oddities popped up through many of these various attempts. It was found somewhat in testing here, but also a while ago in one of the original reports around this. But for now, at least, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this one. I know a lot of you guys got excited looking forward to the new DLC that you thought came out today, but don't fret, because when that DLC does come out, I can assure you I will have a lot of content looking at it and extracting all of the information we do get. With that being said, I thank you guys for watching again, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.